Go. Hello everyone. Just getting everything set up here real quick. I'm Moose. Welcome to Moose's Gear Goo Review. It's always tricky trying to get all this set up. There you go. We'll do that. Yeah, so welcome. We'll wait a second or two. Everything gets started. Don't mind the dog barking in the background. There's only so much room in the house, and there's only so much you can do to get away from that. Because honestly, here, I might have to adjust this too. Honestly, where I live, the area, yeah, you can't put the dog outside because there's eagles out, and it's a small dog, and eagles are trying to get it. But I just wish someone could keep that eagle quiet or that dog quiet. But I'm pretty sure you guys won't hear it because I am using the Rode Video Micro. But like I said, I'm going to do a food taste test today with these. I do have a small segment on here. A small segment on here. Small segment on here with me trying new foods. I think I do have a playlist. There are just a couple of things. I intended the segment to be done for camping food, just because, I mean, the whole premise behind my channel originally started with me looking for a review of something, and there wasn't a review done of it, and I figured, well, if nobody's done a review on it, maybe I should do a review. And kind of goes the same way with trail food, because a lot of trail food, you know, you go into the camping store and it says something and it looks delicious, and then you try it and find out it's junk. So that's kind of why I want to try out the foods that I do when I go camping. That being said, where me, or at least where I live and most of the world, is kind of on a stay-at-home order, and so we can't really go out and eat. But I still like to try new stuff, and I happened to find this here at Walmart, Slim Jim pork rinds. So we try those in a little bit for sure. I will say, let's see here. There might be just a tiny bit of feedback here. Oops. Yeah. So there that is. Feel free to put any comments in, or if you have any questions, I will also try to get to those. So yeah, just a couple more minutes. I hope everyone is being safe and being responsible. I know there's a lot of weird things that are being shared out there and all sorts of things, but please use common sense and just know how things are spread about. Yeah, just be safe and use common sense and be respectful of others if you can. Other than that, I do plan to talk about the EDC knife that I am carrying and that I have fallen in love with. I have put out a decent number of knife reviews recently, and part of the reason why I've kind of jumped back into it at least more consistently and pulling out some new stuff is, one, there's a lot more time because we're at home, and then two, because, you know, new knives came out. It's 2020, so there's a couple of new knives that really caught my eye, and stuff like that. I do want to give a shout out to Everyday City Carry. I watched his podcast. I mean, he pumps them up pretty quick, at least for me, so I can't keep up with them. So, but either way, he's doing a fantastic job. Check out his channel. Once this is over, I'll put links in the description below for him. I forgot to turn off notifications, so hopefully that's, well, blah blah blah. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. But I came onto a channel that he read crazy good stuff. Besides that, I'll talk about what I'm reading right now because I think it'll be interesting too. And I also have a Netflix movie recommendation if you're of age, obviously. Actually, I guess I got another recommendation too on Netflix, so we'll talk about that shortly as well. Uh, so yeah, um, I guess I'll talk about my posting. When was the last time I went to the BWCA? So the BWCA is the Boundary Waters Canoe Area. I went there last year, and I did film a trip on there, and I'm hoping to edit that. I still have a lot of other things that I need to edit, and actually I found a couple videos that I meant to post weeks or months ago, and I found them, and so I still need to post them. Specifically, I also have some knives that I've had for quite some time that I also still need to post. Um, you've all seen this one. This is the SOG Terminus XR. Like that knife, but shortly after that, I also finally did get a Civivi Elementum, which the internet and the world and YouTube absolutely adores this knife. And I'm not saying it's a bad knife, but for whatever reason, this knife doesn't do it for me as much as the hype, I guess. And maybe that was kind of what ruined it. But I plan to do a review of the Civivi Elementum and let you know what I think about it. Okay? But I won't say it's a bad blade. I'm not going to say it's a bad blade at all. And then I also got the Best Tech Texel, which this is just an awesome blade. And with the Elementum and the SOG Terminus XR, they're all similarly priced and actually have very similar materials as well. So I might do a comparison with the three. I also hope to show off my camera bags, because it's kind of a popular time of year too, as far as like what's in my camera bag 2020. And I won't necessarily show you what's in them here, but I'll at least show you them and kind of what one bag I used to have and how I transitioned and why I still use it. So that'll be in here too. So that being said, I'm just going to share the link one or two more times here. Let's see. Yeah. So, let's get into it. Let's try these things. So, like I said, I do the camping food, but every once in a while I want to try these. And like when I was in Montreal, I did that quick video of me trying those ketchup chips. These are the new Slim Jim pork rinds. It even says chicharrones, which is Spanish for chicharrones. I don't know if someone can interpret that. But they are squealing hot. And yeah, so we're gonna read the outside here quick before I dig in and regret this. Pork with a crunch. Go hog wild for barbecue. Follow us on Twitter and all that jazz. Go on and pig out 1 gram of total carbs per serving. And yeah, fried pork rinds. 80 calories. 4 servings in this bag. I can't say that I'll even complete 1 serving. I will tell you right now, they do come in another flavor, which is hog wild barbecue. And yeah, so gonna eat this. And I'll tell you right now, I don't like hot either. But one of my favorite other channels is the Try channel, which is where these Irish guys try, Irish people, I think they're all comedians, try different foods and stuff. And yeah. So here is a heavily coated one. Lots of good tasty dust on there. It smells like you would imagine pork rinds to smell. Here's a little lighter one. That's what most of them look like. But I might as well go all in with this, because that just looks like death. So here we go. You always gotta go flavor side down. Oh, I have to say, it's very spicy. It's salty, very salty. There's a crunch. The pork rind texture tastes similar to any other pork rinds I've ever eaten. Here's another really spicy one. Might as well get it over with. Um, uh, it, I don't know if it tastes necessarily like pork, Slim Jims. It does have a fairly good seasoned flavor to it, savory, but then you do get that kind of cayenne pepper kick. I don't typically eat spicy stuff like I told you, but I'd say more or less that this is just kind of another variation of like Flamin' Hot Cheetos or Flamin' Hot Funyuns or whatever they're called, or even what are those, Takis. So, you know, if you like spicy, if you like pork rinds, they're actually not that bad. I think they just sound more vicious just because it says Slim Jim on them. But, bleh, I don't know, not my favorite. So there's that review. Other than that, yeah, so let's go over my EDC. So, the EDC knife that I am carrying, oh my goodness. Sure, I thought I had everything here. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. The EDC knife that I've carried, I have done a review on just in the past couple of weeks, actually within the month. I did an unboxing of it, and I also did an actual knife review of it. And ever since I've gotten it, I have not been able to keep it out of my pocket. I've been a huge fan of Spyderco Cat specifically, Spyderco Little Native, which amongst all my clutter I misplaced, and I know it's here somewhere, but that knife is really small, but I loved carrying that knife. That being said, this one is equally as small, but it's in a very bright color, and I'm the original model of it. I'm equally a fan of, and it's come in a bunch of different variations, and so this is the newest variation in a smaller size, and that is the Benchmade Mini Bugout. This knife is the knife I cannot keep out of my pocket. I have other awesome knives that I want to carry, like the CRKT Pete. Love this knife. Absolute excellent knife for the price. And it's a great knife to carry, but compared to this, I just can't keep this knife out of my pocket. So this is the knife I am carrying constantly. It has such a slim in-pocket profile. That deep carry clip is fantastic. Though the hardware aren't like flat screws, the clip is wide enough and broad enough that it gets over any material, so it's really no issue. S30V blade steel, super lightweight, 1.5 ounces I believe, and it's small, but it's still big enough to get a solid grip on it. And I use it all the time, I carry it all the time, and I don't see this thing leaving my pocket anytime soon. The only other way it would is if there's some sort of new variation of it, and I believe at the end of my review I wished that there was a 20CV variant of it, so a better upgraded blade steel. If that happens, then for sure I'm getting the 20CV, but for now this is the perfect EDC for me, and I use it all the time. And yeah, so that is the EDC that I'm carrying, and I highly recommend you check this out if you're looking for a newer, small, compact folder. So yeah, so that's the EDC. Other than that, as far as like channel updates, I do have a number of knives that I already mentioned about the Texel. I don't know if I've ever reviewed the Para 3 lightweight yet. I'll have to check, but that might be one to come in. And then I have a couple of vlogs I also need to do. The Boundary Waters vlog, I have some beautiful footage from the canoe trip that I will try to post. And then I do have a flashlight review, a tent review, an axe review, and I just need to get time. Now, I know for a lot of my neighbors and fellow Americans, they're assisting with online distance learning, and I'm busy doing that. But I do still have some extra time, and that's why I'm able to pump out these videos now. That being said, let's move on. So yeah, keep an eye out because more videos to come. want to talk about bags. So if anyone of you out there, obviously we all have different interests, um, and does the mini Bugout come in different color schemes? Yes, it does. So the original Bugout was blue. Then they came out with a Gray Man variant, which is kind of like a copper toned, mild tan, OD green kind of look. Much more subtle earth tones. It was the same size as the regular Bugout, and then then they also came out with a all blacked out version. It was a Blade HQ exclusive, and then they just recently came out with a new handle material that is some sort of like polymer or plastic infused with carbon fiber, and it just makes the handle scales even lighter and a little bit more rigid. And I think I forget what the model, but that's also in full size. But with the mini Bugout, they came out with two colors. One is the orange with the orange anodized thumb studs and hardware, and then the other one is known as, well, belovedly known by people as the Trooper variant, because it is black coated blade, white handle scales, and then black hardware. So it's a black and white scheme. With that, I know a lot of people like to customize their knives, and they writ dye the handle scales, and there's already pictures out there on Pinterest where they've taken the white mini Bugout and they've dyed the scales in purple and green and red. And then as well as that, they've taken the two knives, or they've switched out the hardware with some of the other Bugout variants. So I think Birdshot TV or whatever their channel is, I'll leave a link below. They actually switched the hardware on this mini orange one, and made the thumb studs and the barrel spacers black, so it matches all the other hardware. So it's and I think they might have even switched the blade, so it's a black blade and then black hardware with orange, so black and orange, kind of Halloween theme. It's pretty cool, but I guarantee that there's definitely going to be more variations coming out for this, because that's what Benchmade does, and the Bugout and the mini Bugout is such a popular model that it's going to be offering different blade steels and different handle colors. So good question. All right, so moving into camera bags, like I said, in the EDC realm and the knife world, and even in YouTube, there's a lot of crossover. All of us YouTubers that are also knife guys, we have camera equipment. I don't know how everyone else stores their camera equipment. Some might just leave it up. Personally, I go hiking and stuff, and so I need a portable way to store my camera gear. And over the years, I've basically purchased two camera backpacks, and I find that they are the best way to transport my camera gear safely and carry some other items. And so I'm not going to do a full review, but this is the Low Pro, I forgot what it was called, Low Pro All Weather or something. And it's a Low Pro backpack. It looks pretty subtle. It looks kind of like a standard backpack. The reason why I got this one was because it has dual water bottle pockets, and it looks more of like an outdoor hiking backpack. But it does have a really sweet camera compartment in there, and that is what I had. And Peter McKinnon, who's a big YouTuber, came out with his own backpack, and he's making tons of money with his new backpack. And he he basically is pumping out, like, people are paying $600, and if you just type in Peter McKinnon nomadic backpack in YouTube, you'll see, like, so I can't pay for, a $600 backpack and justify that. So, being the wise shopper that I am, I did find something similar, and that is this guy. And this is much bigger than my other backpack, but it was also much cheaper than the Peter McKinnon backpack, and I supported it on Kickstarter, and it only cost me like $150 to $160. And if you're looking for a killer Peter McKinnon-esque backpack, you got to go with the PGY Tech One More backpack. And it has side access to grab your camera, as well as laptop compartments, which is why I really wanted this bag, because now I can fit my laptop in there. And you can also open it all the way up and expose all your camera gear and stuff. There's a number of other things. The rain cover down here in the bottom. And then 2, it does come with an extra bag, which will lead me into the other thing I want to just mention for the channel. It comes with this extra bag that you can use to compartmentalize. But this too, you can put a strap on it, and now you just have a sling bag. But then too, it also is a great way to house my new drone. So, besides that, I did get the new DJI Osmo, or DJI Mavic Mini drone, and I've taken this out flying. I'm going to put together a video for that as well that you guys can check out. But super cool drone, and yeah, really stable footage, great battery life. But I did kind of get in trouble a little flying it in a place I shouldn't have. But they told me about it, and I didn't argue, and I just left. And so there's that. So yeah, so that's kind of the new gear, and kind of the stuff that I will be bringing reviews to. As far as backpacks go, I did a review of this. I just hope I have the footage and can finish it. But then eventually I will do a what's in my camera bag. I know some of the other YouTubers, like I believe Patty from Patty's Potato Peelers, he did kind of like his studio setup. And I know JT's Knife Life, he did kind of his studio setup. My studio is a piece of crap. There's really no setup to it. But I will for sure show you what other camera gear I have in here. And a lot of the stuff I do film and take pictures of never really end up on YouTube. I just do it for like Facebook or my friends or whatever. So, but I do use it. Other than that, just wanted to recommend some of the other things that I'm doing to keep busy. I'm reading books. I'm trying to finish this one up right now. This is Vanished in the Woods. And basically it's a compilation of different missing person experiences in national forests and wooded areas, state parks around the country. And there's a lot of like mysterious circumstances behind people missing. A lot of times, you know, people will be right near the person in the area, and the person will go missing, and there'll be absolutely no sign of them, even though there was people like in really close proximity. So really creepy tales, and it actually kind of scares me to want to go back in the woods. And then other things where like they'll search an area like for weeks, and then like 2 months later the person will like show up in that area dead without any clothes and stuff. So hey, what's up, Adrickson, whatever. Yeah, so really creepy book. There's other books too that this author put out with different compilations of stories like that, and so pretty interesting kind of mystery. Once I'm done with that though, oh Adrian, hey, once I'm done with that though, I am just got these in the mail. There's a graphic novel version of my favorite movie, Big Trouble in Little China. Please try not to swear in the chat. This is all ages video here. But these books follow his story and kind of what happened after the story, and so it really picks up from the scene that the movie ends on, and it follows Jack Burton into a whole nother adventure with Egg Shen and Chinese mysticism and magic. So that's what I'm reading. What are you guys reading at home? Anyone got any good book recommendations? feel free to type them in the comments what you're reading. Other than that, as far as like recommendations on Netflix, I have, like many people, have been watching Netflix and um, Amazon Prime and stuff, and DBZ manga. Nice. I actually have a some sort of DBZ something or other around here. Um, but there's a really cool movie on Netflix that I came across, and I originally tried watching it once, and it kind of weirded me out, so I stopped. But then I picked it up again and decided to rewatch it. And it's about this little girl that lives in like this really ratty, janky-looking house, and you know, things are just kind of like strange and bizarre, and you don't really know what's going on. At least for me, I didn't really know what's going on. There's scenes where there's like potentially ghosts and like weird stuff happening, and she's like locked away and you don't know why. But halfway through, you kind of notice things and you realize certain things, and then there's a scene in a diner where more things come together, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. So yeah, it's called Freaks. It's on Netflix. Highly recommend the movie Freaks. It might be rated R, if not a strong PG-13. So if it's age appropriate for you, then I recommend it. If not, well, ask your parents. But either way, check out Freaks. Really good. For those of you who aren't old enough, they also put out on Freaks. I don't know what it's called, but it's with The Big Show. So if you don't know who The Big Show is, he's a pro wrestler. I guess he's retired, but they put him in a sitcom. And, I mean, it's kid-friendly, and it's silly, and it's kind of stupid, but it's about him. And he has, like, 3 daughters, and it's kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of funny to watch The Big Show being this giant pro wrestler in, like, a family sitcom. Yeah, The Big Show Show. So check out The Big Show Show. I watched a little bit with my niece. It's just goofy, stupid. But you get to see The Big Show act, and one of the characters basically was raised in Minnesota, so there's a lot of Minnesota references. That if you're from Minnesota, it's fun. So other than that, any questions about the channel? Any recommendations on knife review stuff, things I should take a look at? I know that these live streams aren't always for everyone, especially if they don't have a focus. But this is what I put together, and hopefully it's kind of just a random thing that makes it entertaining, and it'll eat up some of your time and whatnot. So, have I watched Tiger King? I have watched most of Tiger King, and Tiger King. All right, my thoughts on Tiger King. 1, don't watch it if you're not old enough. 2, it blew my mind that there's people like that out in the world. And 3, I mean, instantly it reminded me of, no offense to carnies or anyone like that, but it reminded me of carnies. It's like if they took the most interesting people that have already lived the most interesting lives, but yet struggled to make good ethical decisions, and threw them into a wildlife park and said, here's a bunch of tigers and stuff. Yeah, like that's kind of what the whole mix of. It's like if, you know that family on The Simpsons that are kind of like the hillbilly family, and the one guy's always yelling about, hey Ma, blah blah blah, like it's if their family ran a tiger park. And then 2, Carol Baskins, I'm sorry, but right from the get-go, like, she offed her husband in some way. I don't know if she actually fed him to the tiger, but genius. Would I get in the octagon with the tiger? No. Because I'm pretty sure they're not going to make sure that the tiger has their nails clipped or is wearing gloves and a mouth guard. So no. I will not fight a tiger in the cage. Yeah. So I don't know. But definitely watch Tiger King if you're old enough. Carol Baskin, she's a jerk. That other guy, I don't know his name, with the ponytail and like the 6 wives, he's a weirdo too. It just kind of shows you how evil people are to animals and how they can just manipulate the heck out of other people by making them volunteer and stuff. Would you fight Sasquatch in an octagon? No, I would hug a Sasquatch in an octagon, though. Boxing gloves? No. I'm not fighting anyone in the octagon, honestly. If you haven't heard, the UFC's had to cancel their events. Even to the point where, what's his name was going to have them on a private island, have the fights on a private island, like in a Bruce Lee movie, like in Enter the Dragon. They were gonna go have a fight island, but somehow they said no, that's probably not a good idea. But it's kind of crazy to know that Dana White has access to an island with a compound for fighting. Yeah, Dragon On, that's Dana White. So, but yeah, definitely check out this book if you're a fan. Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw this yet, but I got the first one and the second one, so super good. As far as other channel things, I am planning, if you haven't seen, I have done the solo backpacking vlog. Those are all finished. Got any good knife reviews coming up or planned? I will say I did make 2 knife purchases that I'm pretty excited about. One of them I bought specifically based off the name of the knife. And it's basically, the name of the knife is the Eye of Ra. So like the Egyptian god Ra. And it's so that's the reason why I bought that knife. And then I think I bought like this really weird kind of like Swiss Army knife with eyeballs all over it, just because it was on sale, and I don't know, figured I can review it. And then do a chair spin and see how many rotations. Nope, not gonna do that. There's not enough leg room. But then too, I ordered this other one from Farium Forge, which is a knife brand that's been around for a while, but I've yet to review one of their knives. But I saw a model on a different guy's channel, and I thought it looked pretty interesting, so I'm excited to get that one as well. So I am spending some of that stimulus check on some new knives to review. But other than that, I think I have everything. Like I said earlier in the video, still need to review the Elementum, which there are some hardcore fanboys for the Elementum. And like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad one, but it's I have thoughts on it. I do still need the Rafir Noble scales. This thing's just cool looking. Chaparral is really interesting. I would like to get my hands on a Chaparral lightweight. Oh, I was going to talk about, I already talked about the bags. For some of you, once again, I switched from my smaller low pro backpack to my bigger PGY Tech backpack that literally pretty much carries everything in it, and it is awesome. So if you're looking for a new camera bag, if you want to do more outdoor hiking photography, and you have a smaller DSLR, a mirrorless DSLR, I'd go with the Low Pro. It does come with an extended size, so a little bit larger. But then if you want like a full loadout bag that isn't too big, you could easily go with the PGY Tech. It can carry pretty much everything you need for a 3-light setup. I mean, obviously the lights are portable. I use portable lights, 2 portable aperture lights, and then like another Viltrox little portable light. And I can fit all 3 of those in there. So, want to vote on the bags? I like the big one. Yeah, the big one's cool. Just wait till I do a full review on that. I've already started filming some clips for that. It's a very cool bag. I highly recommend it. And it's buckets cheaper than a lot of other bags with similar features. So, would you guys like to see a video where I literally show off my bag collection? Because I have a number of different camping backpacks as well. So, and maybe that's just a theme I will do, because I have a number of tents as well, so maybe I'll just show off the different tents I have and tell you which one's my favorite. But I'm always open for suggestion, guys, so if you have other ideas Would you like to see a review of a fire starter and other stuff? So, do Russian nesting bags? No, there's no such thing as Russian nesting bags. Those are those little Russian nesting dolls. That's a thing. Other than that, guys, I'm probably gonna wrap this up. Thanks for jibber jabbering with me. Remember, these not that bad. Like put bags inside each other. No, I'm not gonna do that. Would you be open to doing like camping cooking tutorials for favorite camping meals? I do. I mean, yeah, no, I could do that. I need to get out camping though to kind of do it. So hopefully once things open up, I'll be able to do that. I'm not gonna reveal them as I review them. No, but I will probably go do a video on my current setup for my backpack setup, what my backpack bag is. Basically, it's the same thing that I took on my solo camping trip last year, but I don't think there's any changes. I do have a couple headlamp reviews I need to get done, and some fixed blade reviews. I know I'm kind of in the realm of folders, and most of my YouTube buddies also focus on folders, but I do have some fixed blades that I would like to at least show off and talk about because I don't know, I think they're important, and as a camper and kind of city guy as well, I think I could be potentially the bridge for some of those folder guys to kind of test the waters with some fixed blades. But it's all about what you like to carry, what you're interested in, and whether you actually have a use for it. So, and it's always easier, no matter where you're at, to always carry a folding knife compared to a fixed blade. Are there sheaths that hold multiple knives? Yes, kinda. The Mora lines. The Mora knives specifically, unfortunately, these two versions don't, but most Mora knives have polymer sheaths, and the Mora knives that I have somewhere, they have like little hooks on here, and then you can piggyback another one onto it, and then like another one and another one, and so it could infinitely carry multiple knives that way. To some knives, this is a big knife, have molly webbing put onto the sheath, and then other knives have molly webbing straps, so you could potentially then strap the one sheath to the other and then have a combo system. But honestly, when you're carrying, a knife this big, do you really need a mid-sized knife this big, or could you get away with a pocket knife? And if you're already carrying something like this, which this thing's wicked, this is the Jaros, K-Bar Jaros chopper. It's kind of my zombie fighting knife. If you're carrying something that big, you just really need a pocket knife. And likewise, even if you're carrying something this big, which is much more manageable, this is the BK16. If you're carrying something this big, a pocket knife for. I'm not the one on the bandwagon to say that if you have a fixed blade, you need another smaller fixed blade. I'm more on the side of carrying a hard-working, heavy-duty fixed blade and then a pocket knife. So that's my preferred carrying combination, especially when I'm out in the woods. And if I'm doing bushcraft, I just kind of have my primary bushcraft carry. So, what was the question? Possible future throwing knife review? No. Never gonna do a throwing knife review, sorry. Alright, guys. So, you guys made me talk way longer, but thank you for being a part of this and participating. It's a lot of fun having that actual viewer participation element in any sort of live stream. Live streaming is still always a challenge for me. So, yeah, I hope everything went well. Hope the audio was good. Hope the video came through. I wasn't very choppy, so. Alright, guys. Peace out. Stay tuned for new videos coming up. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share this if, for whatever reason, somebody might find it interesting. And I'll see you outside. Peace.